The esoteric approach won't fail. Tune in. It's time for Common Man. Common Man, Common Man. Charms the housewives like no one can. What'd you shoot? Where'd we play? Non-stop nonsense on deck today. Tune in. It's time for Common Man.
Yes! Why should anybody aspire to be a common man, an average man? Do you realize what it means to be average? That means you're the best of the lousiest, and the lousiest of the best. Now, if we demand more and more for producing less and less, while the have-not nations encourage and inspire and indeed require hard work and maximum effort, if we deify the common men while they encourage and reward the uncommon ones, well, the end result of such a lopsided race as that is too obvious to require elaboration.
I mean, it's like, hello?
You don't know nothing.
Sometimes when you practice, you'll set up chairs. And you run through chairs just to show zones and stuff. The Viking defense looks like it's chairs. All the defensive backs covering are just atrocious today for the Minnesota Vikings.
Yo, what up, Tennessee?
The Lions are a terrible team and a terrible city. All terrible things. And a terrible stadium. A terrible uniform. A terrible cheerleader. And what do you think? What do you think of that?
Brilliant!
Give me that fish. Give me the fish. Let me on it, fish. Give me the fish. What if it were you hanging up on the floor? And if it were you and that sounds, you couldn't see it all.
Yeah, I always love that one.
Think we don't, think we can't, think we should.
I'm going to say something controversial.
That's okay.
Nuts and bolts, we got screwed.
Time for two more questions, guys.
Romney.
He's the clown from Brown. He's the fourth in the North. This is the common man, Dan Cole.
Not only is this my kind of weather, but this is my kind of atmosphere. At least now I don't have to vacation in New Delhi, India. Well, now I know what it's like. This is what it's like in New Delhi every single day of the year. You go outside, it's like a campfire going on out there. I actually believe, Teneby, if you had a pitchfork, your 5-iron, and stuck a marshmallow on it, it would roast right out there. It's so warm and there's so much smoke. It's insane. And last night, I'm out watering all the flowers, right? By the way, one of the FedEx guys said hi. Hey, Common. He was delivering next door. Hey, how you doing? So now he knows where I live. That's okay. It's like 1314 Insane Lane. I mention my address all the time. So I'm out watering flowers. My wife gets home from yoga, and she says, "You noticed the smoke?" I go, "Smoke? I thought it was raining." I look out there. It's because it didn't really. I didn't notice it until it really hit about, 7 or 8 o'clock last night when it rolled into town from up. I guess it's fires. It's forest fires up in the Boundary Waters canoe area, right? I've never seen. We had it. I think we had it for a spell last year, maybe even the year before. It seems like it's a common occurrence now. Pardon the pun. Every year, I've never seen it like this. This was insane. I did not play golf today. And you can call me soft if you want, but I ain't going out there taking a 30-pound golf bag over my shoulders and walking out on the golf course. That ain't going to happen. I'm not going to take a cart. I mean, again, how dangerous can it really be? I mean, when you look up I mean, here's what I texted. I wanted to see if I was maybe if there was a bit of an overreaction from the common man today. It's like, well, come on, it can't be that bad. And, wait, hold on. I had it here. Go ahead, play the music. Here it is. Oh, that was with a card. I asked for both. Let's go with the card. Is it advisable to play golf with a card? Here's what it says. It is not advisable to play golf. An AQI of 305, that's what it was this morning in Woodbury, falls into the hazardous category. The American Lung Association strongly advises everyone to avoid all physical activity outdoors when the level exceeds 300. Health risks of an AQI of 305, everyone is likely to experience health effects. Round of golf takes several hours. Extended exposure to fine particulate matter can cause serious respiratory and cardiovascular irritation, even if you are riding in a cart. While a cart reduces some physical effort, you are still inhaling the same dangerous air, and swinging a club or walking to your ball deepens your breathing, especially when you try to slow your breathing down, breathe deep, the gathering gloom. And here's what's even interesting. It's especially dangerous if you are recovering from a knee surgery. That's what knee replacement surgery, that's what it says here. So Rosen can't go outside. If you absolutely must go outside, officials typically recommend wearing a tight-fitting N95 mask to filter out particles. What do they think? It's COVID-19. But this is not a substitute for staying indoors. Understanding exactly how the air pollution affects you can help you understand how AQI works and impacts running, golfing, outdoor exercise. Did you play hockey last? Well, you were indoors.
I was indoors, yes.
Yeah. Were you craving ice cream during the game at all? Were you thinking, boy, I wish I'd have had that ice cream?
After my performance, I probably should have just gone with the ice cream.
You really? You wasn't your best effort, huh? Did you score a goal?
No. It doesn't happen a whole lot.
It doesn't happen a whole lot. Do you when you play old man hockey, are you playing defense?
I'm a defenseman.
You are a defenseman. I just thought because...
And at this stage of my career, definitely a defensive defenseman.
Yeah. Well, do you ever mix it up? Because it's not really that... It's organized, but it's not organized, right? It's just guys getting together and playing. Could you just say, I want to see if I can be the next Larkin. What's Larkin's first name again?
Dylan.
If I can be the next Dylan Larkin, and they put you out at center, or would you just be like somebody skating with two left feet at center?
I mean, there are times where you have too many defensemen on your team, so someone has to play forward. So I have played forward in the past, but I definitely would not compare myself to Dylan Larkin.
No. Did you ever play goalie ever when you played hockey? Ever?
Not hockey. Like, obviously, when you're like playing in your basement with your brothers, sure.
Or
playing boot hockey.
Never interested you? See, I only played boot hockey. Think about it. The only thing that separated me and is Conn Smythe the best goalie?
No.
What's the best goalie?
Besna.
The only thing that separated me from winning the only thing that separated me and a Vezina was I never learned how to skate. Isn't that weird? Because it's a precondition to winning the Vezina. You have to be able to skate. I was brilliant in the nets on boots, but I never learned how to skate. I still couldn't skate to this day. If you put me on a pair of skates, I would not. I've had dreams where I'm skating, and I look like Peggy Fleming. Now, see, I'm dating myself there. See, this is what we're not supposed to do. I should say Brian Boitano. No, I should even go for...
Even that's dating yourself.
That's even... Who's our latest figure skater that anybody would recognize?
Quad God.
Quad God. What the hell was his name?
I don't remember.
I mean, how do I know? And here's the thing. Because I never really even tried to skate, how do I know I would have been a great figure skater? It's like, Tenby, have you ever tried to pole vault?
No.
What if you were a natural and you were the greatest pole vaulter ever in the history of the Olympics? Until you tried,
I wasn't exposed to it, yeah.
You weren't exposed to it. How about if Meat Sauce had a brain? Instead of being typecast as the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz, he might have been the Tin Man. Did you know Buddy Ebsen was first cast as... Buddy Ebsen was the guy in the Beverly Hills. This is a story about a man named Jed, a poor mountaineer, but he kept his family fed. Then one day he was shooting at some food, and out from the ground came a bubbling crude. oil that is, black gold, Texas tea. And then they moved to Beverly, right? Buddy Ebsen played. Think about how bad the situation comedies were back then. I mean, they were well written and they could be funny, but I just mean I think you and I have talked about this before. Just the concepts. Hey, how about we have a nun and she can fly? Hey, how about this? We'll have a car and the show will be My Mother the Car and the guy's mom will be his car. I've got even a better one. We're going to have a guy who has a horse named Mr. Ed and only he can hear the horse talk. These sound like great. And then we got another one. There's going to be a housewife who's a witch and she wiggles her nose and she can do all. And I got another one. We're going to have a baby come out of an astronaut is going to find he's going to land on a beach at Pompano Beach, Florida, or is that in California? And he's going to find a genie's bottle. She's going to pop out and she's going to be a genie. These were the ideas they come up.
I feel like they're much more creative back then.
Well, they were. They now it's like I don't know. I haven't watched the sitcom. Last sitcom I think I watched as it was being released would have been MASH, but that's a whole nother story in itself. So I mean, would you like play golf today in weather like this with the smoker? Would that bother you or not?
No, I would not do it.
Yeah. And I've played in the forest fires last year and the year before, but this one, it's almost eerie. I think this is what the world is going to look like in about, in the year 2525. It's going to be like this all the time. It's just like, well, that's just the way it is.
We've had some of this fire air quality issues in the past couple of years now.
Yes.
And, it's always during summer. So in the baseball season, they've canceled a practice or a game in the past due to it. I was like, oh, this ain't so bad. You can play through it. Yesterday was different.
Yeah, it was different.
Like, I walked from the car to pick up my daughter at the community center. Like, was struggling to get oxygen.
Yeah, and you can smell it as soon as you walk out.
Yes.
It is like a campfire. I mean, and think about it now. Back in the old days, it'd be high fly ball to center. He loses it in the sun. Now it'd be he loses it in the forest fire smoke. I mean, that's what you would lose it in. It's astonishing is what it is. Speaking of losing it, Wyndham Clark, he's +1. We'll take a look at the leaderboard when we come. Well, maybe not when we come back. We got to do a peek at the purple. I got some controversial Vikings news. I'm about to say something controversial.
That's interesting.
Romney will break. We'll come back as we do. Tenneby's got a keyword brought to us by our friends at BigDeck.com. Get your deck on.
Yeah, the fan and BigDeck.com want to give you a shot to win bonus bucks with our national cash contest. Enter the keyword RICH at KFAN.com now for a shot at winning. That keyword is RICH. Enter now at KFAN.com.
The Common Man.
I don't mind humor. I don't mind an avant-garde broadcast.
Bonus Bucks is back on KFAN. We have 9 chances for you to win $1,000 every weekday. That's every hour from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. Enter the keywords and learn more. Head to KFAN.com. Bonus Bucks is presented by BigDeck.com.
Did I miss concert vibe?
No, that'll be the last one of the day.
Okay. I've been instead of golfing today, I thought about songs I really like, obscure songs in which it's a new bit. And again, it probably doesn't do anything for anybody else, but I'm in it for me. And so you'll come up with it. You'll say Snoop Dogg, and then I'll come up with a song that there's just not a. I guess Snoop could sample it. Was Snoop a snappler? Was Snoop a sampler? Do all rap guys sample? I was watching a video the other night. It was a really old one. It was a young Bob Costas. I bet this was 19. It pops up on my YouTube feed. And it's Bob Costas interviewing Stephen Stills of Crosby, Stills and Nash, and he asked him about rap music. And I like the way he said it. He goes, I like some of it. And he said, rap music for the people of that, I think music strikes people when they're younger at first, right? When you first hear music. So I think really when you're 12, 13, 14, 15 through your teens, maybe early 20s, and when you really consume it and you're listening to it, it's all new and everything. And everybody has a genre of music kind of. For me, it was, the Beatles and all that 60s stuff, The Who, the Haight-Ashbury era, right? Same as Stephen Stills was part of that. He says, and that music, rock and roll spoke to a certain generation. He says, rap music speaks to a different generation, probably yours.
Mm-hmm.
And that music, and when you put it in, I'm just glad that's not my generation, because I kind of like the tunes I like, but maybe I would have been different had I been born when Tennessee was born. But I wasn't. Speaking of being born, my second wife hasn't been born yet, just in case you were wondering. I'm still in my first marriage. Peek at Pollution, brought to you by our friends at Affordable Electric. I love my friends at Affordable Electric. There is summer heat. When the temps climb, your AC works. It's working overtime workout, and so does your electrical panel. If your breakers trip, should I do the wow man that I'd like to do? When your breakers trip, when the AC kicks, or your lights dim during peak heat, your system can become overloaded. Affordable Electric handles panel upgrades, dedicated circuits, and troubleshooting to keep your home running safely all summer long. 612-331-VOLT. 612-331-VOLT would be the phone number you can call or text. And then there's always their website. It's affordable-electric.com. Affordable-electric.com, and Affordable Electric is shockingly affordable. World rankings tend to be the air quality index. The city in the world right now across the entire entire planet. What do you think? Which city has the worst air quality in the world as we speak?
Us?
No, we're second. We always take a backseat to everything. I wish we were second in sports, in sports teams.
Historically, I think the pollution in LA is not very good, but I have a hard time believing it's bad as
Detroit, Michigan is the worst.
Well, yeah.
That's up near the UP, right? Well, it's not in the UP, but Upper Peninsula, Michigan, the Upper Peninsula, and Detroit. Minneapolis is number 2, followed by and Detroit's really bad. You know what their air quality index is? 566.
Jeez.
A hell of a batting average. Minneapolis is 289. Chicago, Illinois is 259. Do you say Toronto or Toronto?
I've always been a Toronto, but...
And I'm a Toronto guy.
Yeah.
I just became a Toronto guy. They're at 241. Then it dips down into the orange, which is really refreshing. Take a deep breath. It's great. If you're in Doha, Qatar, is it Qatar or guitar? QATAR. We had this discussion already, weren't they, in the World Cup?
They were in the World Cup, yes.
And how did we say we pronounce that? Is it just, I thought it was Qatar. Anyway, they're at 157. Delhi, India.
Yeah, it's Qatar.
Qatar.
It rhymes with butter.
They're 157. Delhi, India is 156. Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Who?
I think that's where they have the Rumble in the Jungle. Either that or the Thrill in Manila. One of the two. 153. That's the deep orange. And then just kind of like an orange, like the football player the Vikings drafted. Jerusalem is at 121. Lahore, Pakistan is 122. Jakarta, Indonesia, 118. These can't be forest fire ones, can they? Why are these so polluted? Paris, France is at number 12. New York is at 18. That's the next United States one. New York shows up at 18. That's just probably just from the city, right? Just, manufacturing, sure. Cars, the whole thing. You got to go a while to get to another United States. I don't even see one. We're pretty good here. Hold on, let me see. I got to. Let's scroll till we get to the next United States. Houston, Texas. That's oil country down there. Do you say oil or oil?
I'm an oil guy.
I say oil. And then Barcelona, Spain is at 51. Do you think that's because they started fires last night because they lost in their World Cup game?
Well, they didn't lose, but...
Oh, they won. That's right.
Yeah, they're in the championship.
They're in the championship. Who are you pulling for? Do you have a favorite? Do you care?
I don't. I guess I kind of like the Lionel Messi story.
You do?
Of a guy at his age still being that dominant, and the amount of times they've had just dramatic comeback victories. I think Spain will win.
Oh, really?
But my heart is in Argentina.
Wasn't Madonna in a movie about Argentina?
Yeah. Don't Cry for Me, Argentina?
Yeah, Don't Cry for Me, Argentina.
What's the name of the song?
Is that really it? We should play it. Who's Suber?
Never heard of him.
I've never heard of the guy before. He's 500. He's leading first round. How about the guy I picked, Tenneby? Molinari.
Yeah, I thought you did it as a joke, but...
No, not a joke. He won an Open Championship back in... long time ago now.
But he hasn't been relevant in a while, has he?
No. Well, the year that Tiger won his last green jacket out of nowhere,
yeah,
Molinari was in the hunt.
Yes.
He was right there. Matter of fact, he hit the branch on 15. He tried to hit it over the pond. He hit a branch and it went in the water. And that not only did his ball sink, but so did his chances to win a green.
Well, he went in the water on 12, too, didn't he?
Did he go in the water on 12?
Yes. I think a couple of them did.
I know a couple of them did. I didn't realize. Maybe it was.
Yeah, because he was in the lead at that point.
Oh, okay.
That was the first time Tiger took the lead, I believe.
Rosen's favorite guy, DeChambeau, played well today, though he missed a couple of short putts. I just still don't know how he putts like that. It's like he's sitting on a stick or something. He's just standing straight up with his arms just completely extended. It looks like it would be painful, but he played pretty well today. So
did you hear his comments after?
No, what did he say?
I'll find. I tweeted about him, so I gotta play the audio for you. Because obviously, we talked the other day about who was it that called him out for not having good enough strategy.
Faldo.
Yeah.
Nicky Faldo.
So here's
so he responded to Faldo?
Here's what he said when he was being interviewed after his round today.
I think you've got to be a lot more strategic out on the golf course, and I feel like I did a really good job today of being incredibly strategic and focused super hard and placing it in the right places. Besides 18, I placed the ball in some good areas, but just need to get more fairways. Other than that, I felt like my strategy was nice today.
Boy, he's got rabbit ears, doesn't he? Do you think you'd be a guy, Tenneby, if you were a pro athlete and you had a chance to be a hockey player? I mean, you can still skate. You could keep up with most guys in the wild, but do you think you'd have been a rabbit ears guy listening to what social media said?
I think I would have avoided all of it.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best. But I like that. I like that. I like the DeChambeau one back at Nicky Faldo, because what Nicky said, he goes, you don't overpower. You don't attack at what it was. You don't attack an open course. You try to.
Well, you might be able to in these conditions, though, because
Well, they said especially because I watched quite a bit of it today because I didn't play golf, and as they would hit it in the rough, and then the announcer every time on Nelly would go, well, the rough is pretty wispy here, so it's not that big of a deal, because it's so dry, it's not thick and moist. It's like hay, so they can just take it, and they're so good, they can swing their club through that and hit great shots. It's really not killing them. We'll keep you posted on what's happening at the 100. I think it's the 154th. Who's counting? 150. Well, the Royal Nation's counting because they always list it as the 154th Open Championship at Roy. Did you know this tend to be that a golf course has to be? It earns the moniker Royal, just like a Sir. You're like Sir Nick Faldo, Sir Elton John, Sir Paul McCartney. You can't just call yourself
Sir Mark Wilf.
Yeah, Sir Mark. You can't call. Yes, exactly. You can't call yourself Royal Birkdale. It has to be bestowed upon you. You are now allowed to call yourself Royal. We're happy for you. We'll break. We'll come back with a little Distat Lat here on the Fan.
The Common Man.
Scares you in some ways, or he can fascinate you.
Looking to score tickets to the biggest games and concerts in town? From Santana to the Doobie Brothers, Snoop Dogg, and more. Your chance to win is waiting. Enter now at KFAN.com, keyword contest.
Yesterday when you played bumper music, at least on one occasion, I could see the title of the song. I wonder why that is. Today I can't.
That's because I was playing it from a different spot.
Oh.
I play these from my computer.
Oh.
But the problem is when Rosen's on, I can't play the music from my computer while he's talking.
Okay.
So therefore, I have to play them off the next gen.
That makes sense. a number of people are texting the Bradshaw and Bryant KFAN text line. It says Duluth is currently at 831 for a pollution. Someone said, did you just say Detroit was near the UP? I sort of kind of said that at first. What I meant was it's in Michigan. And, my guess is it's 4, 5, 6 hours away from the UP, but it's the same general vicinity. The smoke travels a long way, trust me. Yeah, but no, I know the UP is not where Detroit is. I was born in Detroit. What the hell? Used to live on 10 Mile Road. Kid Rock was from 8 Mile Road. Bob Seger was from 6 Mile Road. Tough guy, Tom, man. I know. Someone asked, would I rather go to Paris or Embarrass? Have you ever been to Embarrass, Minnesota? What a great name for a city. Tend to be, if you were playing Jeopardy, let's say you were on Jeopardy, is Ken Jennings still host it?
I don't watch Jeopardy because I feel stupid.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I don't know.
Let's say, Ron, the answer was...
I'm more of a Wheel of Fortune guy.
And the answer was, I can never solve a Wheel of Fortune. No, I've never solved one. I don't know why.
I feel like I should go on it. I feel like I'm good at it. Now, I'm sure the pressure of television is a lot different than sitting on your couch, but...
Could we do a Kickstarter campaign? Oh, you probably don't have to.
No, I think you just...
You do Kickstarter campaigns if you want to start a game. You've got an idea for a board game. You come up with it. You have access to a 100,000 watt radio station. You ask people if they might chip in 30,000. At 30,000, suddenly grows into 3 million. What a gig!
Incredible.
It's incredible. But if the question was, this type of radio is for lazy talk show hosts who, and the market has been cornered by the common man Dan Cole.
What is List Radio?
That is correct. Here's List Radio. It says going into the season, all the NFC teams. We're going to focus on the NFC North though. And basically it says biggest remaining off-season priority for every NFC team. I'm going to see if you can, let's see how well you know your NFC rosters tend to be. NFC North, the Chicago Bears, what do you think is where they have the biggest need, at least according to CBSSports.com?
I'm assuming it's somewhere on the defense.
That is correct. Defensive line is a concern. Chicago allowed the fourth most yards before contact, 1.89 in 2025. That's according to True Media. The response was to sign Neville Gallimore and Contavious Street. The third wide receiver spot behind Odunze and Luther Burden III comes down to Khalif Raymond, Scotty Miller, and rookie Xavier Thomas. Raymond played for Detroit for he's okay.
He did, yeah.
He's all right. He makes it like any guy that's in the league, he'll have a game or two where you go, wow, that guy's really good. It just happens it's his day that day. Maybe the game plan calls more for him because of their defensive weaknesses. But yeah, it's
he's basically just a perennial fourth wide receiver that can return some punts or kicks for you. That's
correct. The offensive line could suffer a setback with Drew Dahlman's abrupt retirement, leading to the acquisition of Garrett Bradbury. Garrett Bradbury is a traveling salesman now. He's with a sweaty butt. An injury to Ozzie Trapilo means that Braxton Jones will have to play extended time once again. Detroit Lions tend to be, where do you think? And they've narrowed it down to a specific position.
I was going to say, is it somewhere on the offensive line?
No.
Cornerback?
Yes.
Obviously with Terry Arnold situation.
That's what it says. The unforeseeable expulsion of Terry and Arnold created a void in in Detroit's secondary. Veteran Rock Yassin, is that how we say it? I never know how to say his name.
Sure.
He's okay. He plays.
He's got a cool name.
Yeah. Is slated to start opposite DJ Reed, and depth is really thin. The Lions may look to acquire help prior to the start of the season. Arnold was actually he was a first round draft pick. And he was starting to develop. It's not like he burst onto the scene immediately and was like, well, this guy's brilliant. But then we all know about the criminal charges. Criminal charges that, if found guilty, he could be doing life behind bars. And that being said, there was a story I saw, there were at least 4 teams interested in him. And I think those 4 teams are just doing the old, if he beats the rap, right? If it's like a trumped-up bunco charge, then we're willing to take that chance.
I am fascinated by the NFL, whereas if someone does something off the field that is not viewed by the public well, the current team will let that player go. But then other teams, it's okay for them to jump in. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't make any sense. You're right. It's like we can't take a PR hit here. And then they just go, hey.
But apparently the other teams aren't taking a PR hit.
They just go, hey, let that guy go. He'd fit real nicely with our club. Green Bay Packers, Tennessee, where do you think CBS Sports thinks they have a spot to fill?
Well, with Micah Parsons maybe being out for a while, I'd say maybe the same position I'm going to say for the Vikings, edge rusher.
Well, no, they say cornerback.
Okay.
They say free agent acquisition Nate Hobbs did not deliver the season Green Bay anticipated, and Kesey and Nixon, Carrington Valentine are in line to start again. It is a gamble, as is defensive lineman Javon Hargrave tapping into the fountain of youth. It is worth monitoring how the offensive line comes together with multiple players taking on larger roles. And then there's your soon-to-be big game world champion Minnesota Vikings. What do you think they're taking?
I'll go edge rusher there.
No.
Or maybe safety or corner?
Safety. With Harrison Smith not currently in the plans for the 2026 season, safety is a weakness after selecting Florida defensive tackle Caleb Walking Boot Banks in the first round. Metellus, Ward, Thomas, Jackson are competing for those two spots. The interior offensive line needs to stay healthy, and Blake is tasked with filling Ryan Kelly's shoes post-retirement. Linebacker and cornerback are a few other spots to monitor. You know, and Brendel, is it Brendel or Brandel?
Blake Brandel?
Yeah.
Brendel.
If you remember, he'd never played center before. And it was by necessity, right? And all reports, at least the Vikings said they thought he played pretty well there. And I think those those true media, all those people that do report cards thought he was pretty good, which is it's a feather in his helmet, right? Because it is difficult to just, hey, we need you to play center. When you play a position you've never played before, you're kind of learning on the fly. And I know it's still blocking and tackling, but center, I think there is more responsibility and you're calling protections and those kinds of things. And so whether he can, not just hold down the position, you don't want him to be a weak spot, right? You just go, if it were, did we draft a center or get one free agency? I thought we did.
Well, we did last year.
We had
Ryan Kelly. We had the concussions.
Yeah, but I thought we drafted someone. Maybe I got the wrong team.
Bradbury a while ago.
Right. I mean, I thought even more recent for some reason. I don't know why, but that's
the only one we drafted this year was a tackle.
Okay.
Out of Northwestern.
So,
we drafted a left guard last year.
That's what it was.
Donovan Jackson.
I saw where another one of those list stories, and it was listing the 5 best quarterback rooms in the National Football League, where you go, this, I guess the main criteria is talent. Do you have obviously a really good starter? Do you have a good back? That's basically what it is. You have a good backup. And for each team, it listed like 4 guys. Like, I guess for us, is Brosmer still?
As of right now, he's your 4th. Yeah.
On the 4th. So you've got Murray, McCarthy, Wentz, and Max Brosmer. You know what they ranked as the best quarterback? See if you can guess which team they say overall, 1 through 4.
How much weight are they putting in the starting quarterback is what I'd like to know.
Well, that's a good question.
What are the qualifications?
I guess I really didn't even read that.
Because if you're just going like backups and depth, I actually would think the Vikings would be high up there.
Well, they weren't listed in the top 5 or the bottom 5. They just basically get a top 5.
That's what I'm wondering, if how much starter is included in that.
And I don't recall.
Maybe San Francisco with Mac Jones and Brock Purdy?
That's exactly who it was. You're absolutely right. Brock Purdy and Mac Jones. And, I remember there was a time where I believe, and I have a very wishy-washy memory, weren't some of us, because I think I was clamoring to get Mac Jones.
I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. And I'm not going anywhere. I thought, get Mac Jones, because, again, there was a guy that was, I don't know, highly regarded, but he was he
first round pick?
Yeah, 15th overall. Anytime you're the 15th player taken, you're thinking, guy's got a chance. And you also wonder, we talk about the quarterback whisperer stuff and, O'Connell, and But you know what you've heard me bring up on a number of occasions that it seems like the Shanahan guy does pretty good with quarterbacks too, right? You know, they went from who was the guy that got cut and never played again?
Brandon Ayuk?
No, quarterback.
Oh, Trey Lance.
No, even before that. Took him to the Super Bowl and then got kind of blacklisted.
Oh, Colin Kaepernick.
So was Shanahan the coach then with Kaepernick, or was that somebody else at that time? I think that might have been somebody else. But anyway, my point is he's done well with quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
He especially the Brock Purdy character. And then Darnold, again, Darnold credits working under Brock, and Shanahan is really what helped. And then who knows how Mac Jones will turn out. Yeah, the Vikings were not listed at, and I think they did list them all. We were like mid-teens or late teens, something like that, as far as quarterbacks. And I think most that's really based on, you know, Murray he's had moments. He was with Phoenix, and my guess is that, you know, it's what we've talked about now for a few months now. It's like you almost feel like you don't really want to completely give up on McCarthy yet. You know, you say to yourself, you know, he's had moments and he's had injury troubles, and maybe if he can align his feet and his eyes, maybe he'll be better. You just don't want to, you know, you used a first-round pick for him. You moved up a spot even. And then there's a lot of people like that, you know, I guess Wentz, I guess, is okay as a backup, right? I mean, veteran. At least, you know, he's probably not going to make a lot of stupid mistakes out on the field. You could probably count on that. And then I don't know what Max Brosmer's future is with the club. I don't think there's much of one. I mean, which was the game in which he threw the interception? He threw that terror. Was that against Detroit, where he was being harassed? He was backpedaling. Maybe it wasn't Detroit, and he just threw the ball. He was trying to throw it. He threw it right to a defensive player who rumbled like 90 yards for a touchdown. I don't remember if that was Detroit or not, but not a good decision on his part.
It's a learning moment.
Yeah, a learning moment, that's for sure. So, I don't know. Training camp starts. There was, I saw another note. Somebody else had some commentary. I'll see if I can find it during the next break about if McCarthy, if it really is a quarterback competition. I know there's varying opinions on that. There are those that believe there is. There are those that say, the camp I'm in, tend to be everybody's got to be in a camp, right? My camp is Murray's the starter, unless he's awful or gets hurt, or somehow McCarthy just looks like he's 9, like he has really developed into 9. Otherwise, it's going to be Murray. And then you, I guess, health really has to be the that's might be the biggest question mark for Murray, because he's had some issues there too. Yeah, it was Harbaugh. That's right. Kaepernick. And now somebody says, we drafted a center this year. I knew we had drafted a center.
Did we?
Yeah, I was pretty sure we did. I was almost certain we did. I thought we drafted a center. And maybe not to be the starter this year, but just kind of as, you know.
Oh, yeah, the 7th round they did.
Yeah.
Gavin Gerhardt out of Cincinnati.
That's it. The Gavin Gerhardt. You know, I always had my eye on him, Tenneby. I watched a lot of Gavin Gerhardt play for the Cincinnati Bearcats. So, yeah. So, again, a 7th round pick. That's what they call taking a flyer on a guy, right? Okay. You know, it's like we've seen some decent tape.
We've had some, that's kind of been the biggest problem with the Vikings over the last 13, 14 years is I feel like we haven't had any hits on offensive line.
Yeah.
Deep, you know, you go back to the 90s, like Matt Burke selections of the world, where he's a 6th round pick. I feel like we haven't had. There's always stories of 5th, 6th round, 7th round offensive linemen.
Yes,
making careers for themselves.
And you're right, we have not.
We have not found those gems.
Well, I don't know how much of offensive line. You know, I like to do the dopey offensive lineman, the dopey tight end thing. Is just kind of they kind of have a dopey appearance to them, but they're all, you know, I'm sure, relatively bright guys. But I wonder how much on the offensive line is just brute strength, or how much is, athleticism, how much of it is
technique,
and then how much is kind of knowing the game and knowing the situations and being able to figure things out when they decide, okay, we're going to do this instead. So, and maybe that's where you find some of the guys that, I don't know, maybe you learn as you go. You get, we call them late bloomers, tend to be. Like you were a late bloomer.
Yeah.
It took a while to get you from interim to a bridge producer. It took a while, but you finally made it to bridge. And then it was from there, you just quickly advanced into, what do we call it again? There was another one after bridge. It was, diamond producer. No, I don't remember what it was. We had another one that we had. Luxury. You were a luxury producer. It was a luxury to have you, and it is. It really is. I really feel that way. So yeah, that sometimes it just takes that. This one now, there's some people that are. He's not real happy with the football talk. He says, "Please go back to water tower talk. Much better than this." I tend to agree. I'd rather talk water tower. Do we want to do the water tower bracket on the Common Man? Do we still have program pages? Do we even call them that anymore?
No, I mean, we can just do it on the show and then through like the KFAN X account, just like we do for Foster Saving Tournament.
Yeah. Yet we have the ability to show the pictures of the water tower? Because we got to be able to.
I don't know if they get mad at it if I use Google Images or not.
Oh, yeah, we have to worry about those things. Unless it's Getty Images.
I mean, would they really sue us for using a picture of...
You wouldn't think they would. We're trying to give them PR.
My fear is because some of these water towers, when you Google them, they'll show a couple different ones. Then I don't want to have the one that's not current.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we just scrap the whole... Plus, it's a lot of work. And the one thing we try to avoid on the show, certainly the host, is we avoid work. Work? Thank you. It's the last thing I want to do. After I'm looking at the clock now, trying to get to the top of the hour. We're close enough, aren't we? Can we break?
Yeah, we can break.
I need to heat up my lunch. I'm having a leftover hamburger. I eat leftovers all the time. Are you a leftover? Do you like leftovers?
Yes.
I love leftovers.
I love making meals that I know I'm going to have leftovers for.
Right. Well, I tell my wife all the time, my wife lives like her mom and dad did. It was something new every night. I go, we don't have to do that. Deuce and I both say, make something on Monday, make enough to last through Friday. We're good with it. Just, make like when you go to, remember back in school lunches? They would make the foods in huge vats because there's so many people, so many kids. Make a big vat of something and we'll eat it for a couple of weeks. We'll take a break. We'll come back. 534 top O of the hour, 10 to be. What you got?
Is Jets still elite?
The Common Man.
He's a legit talent.
Yeah, he's very
just
talented.
in general. He's super